his inspiration. So I would really want to just talk about a few experiences I had as a student. I got into Anantapur campus. I won't go very much detail into how and all that, but it was a very fortunate thing that I had got an opportunity to be his student. And the only thing that was in my mind was that I wanted to be close to him. And there were only like very few chances that you could really be close to him, like be a nice singer, having the first line seats, or be a bhajan player. I tried going to auditions for music, self-alliance and bhajans and all that. Fortunately, unfortunately, I was not selected. There was this initiative for the first time that was being taken, that the Nadaswaram should be played. That is a musical instrument, a traditional musical instrument that would be used to have any auspicious occasions. So the idea is when Swami comes from his residence, we would be playing this Nadaswaram. We would be the first people playing this Nadaswaram band while Swami comes from his residence to the Gurban Hall. So there were a lot of challenges. Just to bring some sound out of that instrument was hard enough. It's not like you blow it into it and it will make a perfect sound. It used to be like very tough to just get a perfect high note. Generally it would take years to come to this level of performance, particularly given the quality. We cannot put some substandard stuff in front of Swami. So to get to that level, it would take vigorous practice. So all we used to do was college, eat, do our regular things, practice, evening practice, night practice, and again we would have everything exempted for us. No Suprabhatam, no bhajans, only practice. Nadaswaram practice, eat, go to college, and repeat. So there were a lot of challenges. It was not easy, and my first year being like as tough as it is for anybody. I wanted to not be there. I was homesick and all that. In fact, when my father came to Seva, I remember one scene. I like literally coming from 4 floors down, holding my father's feet, crying, like literally rolling on the floor and crying, please, I cannot be here. I want to go home. I'm missing my parents. I don't want to study here. Then luckily, my father did not budge. I got a wonderful opportunity. So the first year passed. Now I want to talk about the second year, 2002. It was the sports meet semester, the second semester. 13th January. It is, I would say, one of the most testing days in my life, because anything that could possibly go wrong is already going wrong. My instrument reeds are not working properly. One of our sisters is feeling as breathless because it would take a heavy amount of pressure for us to make that proper song come and all that. And during the practice sessions, the technical difficulties, one of our towels is broken, and at around 9 o'clock we are trying to practice at around the north area of the Prashantinalayam. One of the foreigners is coming and yelling at us, hello, you are making noises, we are trying to sleep here. And our teacher who was with us, she went and told him the reason why we are making those noises. So, and then it kind of started feeling everything, if you would say apashapanalu, meaning bad omens. So we are only praying just to trying to survive that day. So our main focus was to get within the few hours we had, get the towel ready for next day's Swami's procession. And the other thing that was very important for us was to play properly during the procession. In the morning, we just decided that we'll not play 5 songs because one of our sisters was not well. In order to give her proper rest, by the time she should not faint in the procession or anything. So we are making sure she will get enough rest, and we just told that we told one of our teachers that we'll only be singing 3 songs instead of 5 songs. She was okay with it, but this was not communicated to the warden, and she was the one who made some signs to us saying, no, don't stop, continue. But we had not planned it that way. We had to stop after 3 songs. And then we packed and we went off. And all the people, 14th morning, January, Shankranti Day, all the people are coming and getting their things ready for the darshan. And we, nicely sitting like this in a line, and our teacher, if somebody is looking at it, they would think she was just talking to us, but only all 11 of us, we know, it was a full round scolding session, because it was like we are not taking proper instructions, we did not listen to her, we kind of are not utilizing this lifetime opportunity. That is from her perspective. But behind the scenes, we had this, sickness and instrument and all these technical things. But at that time, there was no way we could explain her what the situation was. We were like, okay, ma'am, sorry, ma'am, we'll not repeat it, ma'am, and all that. And then she said, no, this is too much. You're not going to go for the procession. So you better back up and go back and sit in the darshan hall. And we were all only crying because that is the whole purpose why we were there. The whole practice was to welcome Swami, and that itself did not happen that day. So the one thought that I had when we were packing our instruments, our car was right here and Swami's residence just about that distance. And I'm thinking in my mind, Swami, we are your daughters. We are crying here. You know what happened. We don't want to explain all these things, what went on and all that. You are the Lord of the universe, and we are here just a few feet away, and we are crying. Do you understand what's going on in us? And just we packed our instruments, went and sat in the darshan hall just like normal anyone else, and literally we were like putting our heads and hands on our knees and like crying. Like Swami walks down the aisle, and he doesn't even look at us like this in the corner of the aisle. He just walks away. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Anything else? Any more ignorant? Any more you are going to ignore us? So that happened. But little did I know that that day was going to be even more special, because in the gift distribution, prize distribution ceremony, he called all the, along with all the people who performed all those beautiful stunts, he called the band boys and the Nadaswaram girls. Especially, he spoke about us in the discourse, and I have the clipping of the discourse, but I think I'll save that for later session. But for want of time, I would just say the gist of it. He was very happy with us that we played Nadaswaram on that day morning. He said the girls from Anantapur campus learned from experts, and they played this in the morning for the Melupolpu, meaning awakening, the Suprabhatam for Swami. After the prize distribution, discourse and everything was over, we went back to our teachers, we took her blessings, and we were showing our saris to the teachers. And she's not angry anymore, she's already happy and all that. And the one who was really very angry with us, the same teacher, she's telling, now you go and teach others, all others, what humility and respect means. So, what I'm trying to say is all of this boils down to Swami's grace. It's his blessing. It's his one divine look. If that is there, the whole thing changes. So I can even remember there were instances during our practice sessions. Obviously, the sound is very bad when the Apashruti comes from Nadaswaram. There were girls, students that used to be like, oh my God, can you please stop, can't hear this anymore. Those kind of criticisms used to come. And I wouldn't blame them because it's quite natural if anybody is not doing a good job with an instrument, it really sounds bad, even in a practice session. So, but from January 14th onwards, the whole thing changed. The same girls who were like, oh my God, please stop, they were all like, oh, they are doing the talam and they are encouraging us, and nothing changed. We are still the same people, we are still the same things trying to practice, but it's Swami's grace that changed the whole thing. Do I have a few more minutes? Okay. There is one other incident I would like to narrate. Swami's delays are not his denials. There were times in our lives when things totally seem so down. One of such things in my life was that there was a time when I did not have a job, I did not have the education that I wanted to in US. I wanted to pursue masters in US, but I did not. And that was the time my husband was also in between his projects, and the visa was at stake, and all those difficult things that were happening to us. Adding to all that, our medical reports. That was the time when our doctor said you cannot have kids anymore, or you will not have kids at all. Like, there were days, myself, my husband, we used to look at each other's face and cry. And my husband is not like a very devoted person, but he has his own way of rational thinking and why and all that. Once I remember he even went to the temple and he said, I will donate $1,000 if we get kid and something like that. And I'm telling him, hello, be natural, be realistic. Just because you want to say this, our reports are not going to change. I told him, be practical. And during 2011, May 3rd, 2011, I had a dream, and Swami came. Swami is sitting in the chair. I'm sitting right down and I'm trying to massage Swami's feet. And I'm telling a lot of things, and Swami, all he's saying is, I'll take care of it all. And that's it, the dream ended. 3 months later, I conceived. I did not know. And my daughter is 9 years old. She is, I mean, this is, I cannot tell you such a medical miracle this is, because if I tell anybody that that's my daughter showing these reports, they're going to say, are you sure? So that is one such miracle that I experienced under Swami's grace. There are a lot more which I would probably save for a later date. Won't take any more time. I would really like to thank Swami and all the elders here for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And I would like to end with a prayer. This being my first time, please excuse me for my mistakes, if any. Karacharva Kritamba Kaya